What is going on? Welcome back to Pest Control Entrepreneur here with, I'm Paul Tokizolu, and this is our illustrious pest control expert, Jake Ingledue. And Jake asked me to help interview him, and we were going to do kind of like a Q&A session because I've been helping manage Jake's social media, and I know that there's a lot of questions that have been coming in, and I've had a lot of questions, and there's a lot of stuff that I've learned from you that I've wanted to pick your brain about, and I figured that other people might want to know as well. So something that we were just making content about was like setting up your team to set up systems on your behalf. And you were talking about having a system for making systems, which I thought was really cool. Can you just talk a little bit about how do you build the company culture? Can we talk a little bit about company culture? Because that's something I've heard you talk about a lot. And you're like, man, you got to have a good company culture. You got to make sure you're bringing in the right people. Like, what are those things that you might look for in your interview process or in your recruiting process where you might be saying, okay, yes, this guy's a good company fit, or, man, he's not, or she's not?
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot in that question.
I know. Or like, just to bring it back, any like red flags you look for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In the interview or hiring process.
Yeah.
So right now, actually, it's pretty cool. We're actually in the process of hiring somebody right now, and I'm not involved with the process at all. So like my office manager, he's doing all of it right now and taking care of it because I've created systems to where I can trust him to figure it out and do that. However, we do have a process, which is in our Google Drive, so he can go back and look at it because we built out videos of how to post a job listing on Indeed. We've did checklist, pictures, snapshots of exactly how to do that. So he is able to go and do that. But to create a culture to where people build systems, man, I don't know if I have the answer to that. I just think I'm lucky, right? So we use a system called 2-second lean, which is all about, efficiency and getting lean and stuff. And so people can check out, I've talked about it before on the Growth Circle podcast. I've talked about it on other videos. So if they want to check that out, like, I don't know how to link a video in or whatever.
Yeah, we'll put a link down below.
Yeah, they can go to that. But what we do is every morning we have a morning meeting. And in that morning meeting, like my guys are... we have it structured to where they create systems. Like they try new ideas, they try new things to make their job easier or better or make them more efficient. They try those new things out, and then we test them out. Like we test them out in the field. Like if somebody comes up with a process, we don't just automatically go, no, that's stupid. Like we go, let's test it out. And then we'll even do what we call oh-no circles, and we'll stop, like say myself, if I went out in the field, I would just observe. I wouldn't talk to them or anything. I'm not judging their job. I'm literally just observing the process and making notes of things in my findings. And maybe we math some stuff out, and then we find out whether or not that system is actually better than what we were already doing. My guys have already come up with stuff on their own without me even doing. We just made some content on the handheld, right? The handheld sprayer. My guys came up with that, not me. And they designed it and put it together and everything. Literally, they're doing the thinking for me because I've created a system to where they are empowered and enabled to go and make decisions like owners. And we have a process to filter through some of those. And they get to try stuff out. And they get to do the thinking for me. So it frees me up to be able to go focus on other things that I've got going on, right? Yeah. I've been doing real estate. I got a glass blowing business we're starting. I'm in a cannabis business. I'm in a medical marijuana business. I have a lawn mowing business. We've got a lot of different things going on. So it's nice to have that system to where they're doing the thinking for me.
Right. Man, that's powerful.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know how to tell you to do that because I think I'm lucky. I can tell you some things that I did, but my situation is unique to everybody else's. Like, just because it worked for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you because you might not have hired the right people like I did, or maybe like my personality is different, or the way I do things are different, or maybe people trust me more because I'm more open and vulnerable to them. I mean, there's so many factors that can go into it. Who knows,
Yeah, man. That's a great point. That's a great thing. It's almost like you got to set up these processes and these systems. And what I'm really hearing from you, man, is you got to almost have your priorities in order where you know that you want to be working on the business and you don't necessarily want to be involved in the day-to-day. I think there's a lot of people where it's almost like an ego or a control thing where they want it to be done their way.
Yeah.
They want it done perfect, exactly right. And it's hard for them to let go. So like, how did you get to that sort of a awakening or that sort of a realization that you needed to kind of like give up some of that control? Because I think that's really hard for people.
That's a hard question to answer because like if we were to go back through my life experiences and the life experiences I've had, I've experienced more life than most people at the age I'm at. So I could just think differently, right? That could be, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm asking the right questions. Maybe maybe when I said, hey, I want to start a business, I actually wanted to start a business and not own a job. Like, I didn't want to be the guy out spraying all the time. Even when I did it, like, I was dang good at it because I was good with people. And so, like, I was able to grow it so fastly, and I had to do the grind and the hustle. But, dude, I don't miss that at all. And I don't ever want to go back to doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a big fan of systems and using my brain and leveraging other people that could bring something else to the table, and I can bring something to the table, and just making it mutually beneficial. Like, that's the way business should be done, is like literally relationship based, networking based. I've been saying this to you a lot. High tides raise all boats.
Yeah.
Like, just networking with your network and creating business together and fueling everybody's business.
Yeah, man, I love that. And I think that when you see it that way, you can let more people in on the pie.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
No joke. Oh, I got to talk about it. So I keep saying I have a lawn mowing business, but now the lawn mowing business, because the kids that I brought on as equity partners, I literally bought all the equipment. I literally set up the systems. I literally did the software. And if they're watching this, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just calling you out on it. But they said they worked hard. Yeah, they went and cut grass, and they were working hard when they were doing that stuff because I brought in all the customers through my network in real estate.
Right.
And they weren't willing to put in the hustle. I told them exactly what to do for marketing. I've talked about the content on YouTube. I've showed them videos. I've literally told them exactly what to do, and they wouldn't do the things I told them to do, and they wouldn't value my opinion when I've already started multiple businesses. And now they're like, they want out because it's too hard. Look, entrepreneurship and business is not for most people.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's super hard. It's not for most people. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where I was going. I'm on a rant.
No, I love it, man.
It's just like systems. I always wanted to have systems from the very beginning because I literally did not want to do the day-to-day stuff. I wanted to be able to use my brain and go create. Yeah. And I've been able to do that because I started getting into real estate, and now I have a portfolio of real estate. I think I own like 10 properties. And I'm like, cool, I've tried that out. I've experienced that. And now I'm getting involved in other things. I started a lawn mowing business and like doing social media, like just experimenting because I like to create. Yeah. I like to try things. I guess I think of business differently.
Yeah, it's business is art. I think.
It's art, dude. It's just like going out, having fun, and creating something. And if you make mistakes, oh well, you learn something. Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that at the end of the day, you have to like really understand that. You have to understand that it's a creative process. Mm-hmm. It's a difficult process, just like how any creative process would be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you can set up these systems where this work that you created is working without you.
Yeah,
so to speak.
For sure. Here's a thought. Yeah. Actually, going back to your earlier question, because what if you started a business? Like, say you hustled it, and you found, I don't know, let's say a technician that you found that knew pest control way better. Say you were a door-to-door salesman. This is a good scenario because, like, a lot of guys that are in door-to-door are interested in starting a pest control business. Say you're a door-to-door salesman, and you're like, man, I am really good at knocking doors and selling. What if I partnered with a technician that was really good at doing the tech stuff, but you have to vet your people, right? And you create this business where you guys are both partners in it. And then you keep adding partners, and you slowly are doing less and less work, but you still own a business and an asset that frees you up to go, it gets you money, and you get to free up to go do other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's essentially what I did with my pest control business. I started it, got to a certain point. Now it's pretty much on autopilot. It's every year it's grown. Every year my employees run it. They literally run it. I check in with them sometimes. I'm willing to even bring my employees in as like either profit share or all that stuff because they're doing all the work. I don't care as long as it continues to grow.
Yeah.
And they're enjoying their job and creating these efficiencies and making it simple.
Yeah. Exactly. You got to think like a business owner and like an investor, really, where you're working on the businesses and then you're investing that into new businesses or into new endeavors.
Or just caring about people too. Like, that's why I think when you hire people, really filter, like, this is the way I like to hire anymore is like, if I'm going to hire somebody, I want to be able to enjoy spending time with them. Because if I don't enjoy spending time with them or being around them, then why would I hire them?
Right.
And that's at the beginning. That's pretty much what I did at the beginning with my hiring process. I didn't do anything super complicated like the systems I was talking about. I literally just used my intellect and just asked the question, asked some questions and like already had a feel for, who I wanted to hire. That's just what you do at the beginning when you're trying to figure stuff out. But once you kind of get things going, you need to start building a baseline system so then the company can operate with most majority, like basically can operate without you without the day-to-days.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, guys. If you're liking the content, interested in the content, or want to work with us, hit us up. Go to pestcontrolentrepreneur.com. We are doing a mentorship program with everybody in my network and that are business partners with me. We've got guys that are literally the top #1 wholesaler in Springfield, Missouri, can talk about wholesaling and real estate and flipping and rental properties. I can too. We're going to be talking about real estate. We'll talk about starting a business, social media ads, all that kind of stuff. So just check out I guess it is www, but just pestcontrolentrepreneur.com and hit us up. You can sign up for a call.
Love it.
Cool.